Let's do this.
Right.
Anything you want to share?
No, not really.
No?
Have you pressed record?
You're a nice shiny head this week.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super shiny. I shaved it. Actually, it's fucking shiny, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
Do you?
Gives me something to ski off.
Well, I always thought it was the window that was blinding you on a podcast. I didn't realise it was my
Your shiny head.
polished dome.
We'd like to comparison. Popcorn pundits.
Where are we? We're 82.
Week 38.
38.
or 83. Spoon rise it any way you want.
No, 82.
82.
82 or 28.
You should have just let me say it.
28
I
days
said
later.
82. That's coming
28 weeks later.
It's coming out.
That's so
Years
weird.
later.
Yes.
It's coming out.
Yeah.
The trailer is
I'm
getting...
coming out.
The trailer
I want
is...
the world to know.
Shut up, let's do it. Come on. The trailer is getting more and more intense. And that poem thing that they do...
1, 2, 3, 4.
Who's your dog and Arthur Moore? It's just like fucking
Die,
mental.
die.
Yeah, this week's trailer was so intense. I was just like, oh my god. Looking forward to that.
I'm very... We'll come to that conversation in a moment.
Oh, I've been putting
Halfway
place
through the
already.
podcast.
Okay, cool. We're halfway through the podcast.
No, halfway through the podcast and
Which
don't
we're
want to talk about it.
Who
However-
are we and why we're here?
We are the Popcorn Pundits.
I'm Peter James Ungar.
You are.
You are James Michael Mulcrone.
Mhm.
And this is Nikki Smart. You like to put Thatcher in there, I never really...
Well-
Sarah.
Sorry?
You
Sarah.
remembered. That's about
Nikki
the 10th
Sarah
time
Smart.
he's been told my...
What do you mean two
Nickname.
S's? NSS.
It should
At
have
least it's
been...
not Anna.
It should have been SNS.
Yeah.
But
But then again, I'm a poo.
Yeah. You are.
Yeah. And my son's a FU. His school
Wow,
refused,
that wasn't thought through, was it?
his school refused to put his initials on his top, so
Did
they put a J in for Jake. It's Finley Jake Ungar. They refused to put FU on it. Yeah. There we go.
So this is your Popcorn Pundits. Not only are we delving into the mind of Peter and his children's abbreviated names, but we're also going to be doing the top 10 of the UK charts.
Oh, that's my job.
We're going to be reviewing the movie that went to the cinema this week, and Nikki's going to be reflecting on what happened 12 months ago in her Nikki sequel. There you go.
it sounded like you're in the IT crowd then.
I am.
Nikki's secret.
Number 10.
Yes.
Sorry, I jumped.
Do it. Keep
Do
going.
it. Keep going. Don't
Until
stop.
dawn.
Surprisingly fantastic death scene halfway through this movie.
Yeah.
I keep going on about it.
I might just
Do you watch it?
YouTube the death
Don't
scene.
watch it. Don't YouTube it. Watch the whole film. You're getting into my son's generation of consuming information, which is incredibly frustrating.
Number 9.
Yes.
A
Go on.
tease world tour. Open brackets towards the light. : Will the power. Close brackets in cinemas.
Jesus. Right.
Any help?
No idea at all.
Anyone?
Trafalgar releasing.
I don't even know what a tease is. I'm presuming a tease is some young youthful band that I haven't heard of.
Nikki?
They are. They're from... I can never say it. Is it Seoul?
Yeah.
In
Seoul,
Korea?
South Korea. Yeah.
Yes. SEOUL.
Ah.
Yeah, so they are a K-pop.
Oh, I love it. K-pop.
But this isn't a film though, James,
Oh.
because it's a band, isn't it?
Well, in that case, it's off our radar.
Number 8. Hello Road.
No idea.
No idea.
No idea.
Okay, so again, this is a 2025...
It's a K-pop band.
Yeah. 2025 K-pop band thriller.
Yeah.
No, it's not, it's just a thriller. It's an hour and 20 minutes long.
Wow.
It says a couple receive distressing late night call from their teenage daughter after she accidentally hits a pedestrian. I can't say that word.
Pedestrian.
Yeah, I always put an extra R in it. Jumping in
I
You
put
their...
didn't put nothing.
I
That's
didn't
so
put it.
funny. If you two say it at the same time, you'd finish at different times. That's so fucking funny.
Jumping in their car, they race to get there before anyone else stumbles across the scene. As they head deeper into the night, disturbing revelations threaten to tear their family apart.
Number 7, The Accountant 2.
Just quickly,
Oh, sorry.
it has Rosamund Pike in it.
Oh, we love a bit of Rosamund Pike.
Do we?
I do. But, and
Wasn't she the mum in Saltburn?
Oh, is it her? We do
That's
like her.
what-
Yes, we do like her.
I was going to say, it's just like changing his mind on shit.
Well, yeah, but names and memory.
Number 7, The Accountant 2.
Yes, surprisingly funny. Really enjoyed it. Better than the first
And a
one.
step up from the first, really.
Very
was
much
good
so.
to say. Number 6, Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Hurry up tomorrow.
Hurry up tomorrow.
Yes. No idea.
Oh, sorry.
No, that
I
was
thought you were
waiting.
gonna. So this has Jenna Ortega, Barry Keoghan, Mr. Saltburn,
is it?
and someone called Abel Teasfade. Do you know who that is?
No.
That is an artist called The Weeknd.
I like The Weeknd.
So
It depends what in.
So this says, plagued by insomnia,
Yeah.
a musician gets pulled into a nightmarish odyssey with a stranger who begins to unravel the very core of his existence.
Because I always loved The Weeknd, and he was in that The Idol thing, wasn't he? And that was a bit of shit.
I will say it does have on Rotten Tomatoes. What score do you think?
58.
No, I'm going to give it 92.
You're both nowhere near.
Okay,
72.
5.
James is nearer.
Wow!
It has 15.
Oh, no, I want to see it.
No, I was going to say, because everything on Rotten Tomatoes seems to be scored really highly, so that is a
Only the things that we watch, because we've got good taste.
But we watch everything. And half of what we watch is shit.
I don't know. Anyway.
Number 5, Ocean with David Attenborough. I know it's not a movie, don't say it. David Attenborough can do no wrong. I'll punch you in the solar plexus.
Oh my god, please say it. Number 4.
A Minecraft movie.
Lava chicken never.
That's still, that's still really high up there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, well done,
Number 3,
kids. Keep
Sinners.
going.
I'm actually chuffed to see Sinners still up there. That's really good as well. Number 3.
It's a classic movie. It's going to be a classic
Look at
action
the
horror
top
movie.
two. You got number 2, Thunderbolts.
Hmm.
Great, happy with that. Really, really great film.
Yeah.
And number 1 is the movie which we went both to see independently
We did.
this week.
Mm-hmm.
Final Destination, Bloodlines.
Yes.
And that is what we said on the trailer as well.
It is, isn't it? It's
Yeah, we got
almost
it
as if-
right.
It's almost as if we know what we're talking about.
It's getting closer, isn't it?
We're nearly
Let's not get too
there.
ahead of
You know,
ourselves.
it's pretty good. It's pretty
It's all
good.
good. The wheels are going to fall off sooner or later.
So
no
when did you
doubt.
go and see this?
I went to see this on Friday night.
It's
Cinema.
definitely a Friday night
It
movie.
was packed.
I went to see it on a Monday night.
Mhm.
I went to see it in Marlow actually. I went to see it at the
Did you?
Everyman because I just couldn't bear to drive to Maidenhead.
Yeah.
And the cinema was probably 2/3 full, but it was an 8:40 showing on a Monday.
So it's quite a late showing on a weekly showing on a Monday night. So that's quite good.
2 people left
Did they?
after the first, I would say, 8 minutes,
Wow.
and
Before any deaths, then basically.
were talking on the way out, and was just kind of like they'd clearly gone into the wrong movie and were not impressed at all. I was quite shocked the way they walked out. I thought it was quite
I'm
disrespectful.
sorry, but what movie did they think they were going to?
Maybe a T's world tour towards the
Maybe,
light,
yeah.
will the power in cinemas.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to think.
It's pretty much the same thing, isn't it?
It's pretty close.
Not impressed with people behaving like that at the cinema.
No, you hate bad behaviour in the cinema.
I find it, I'm intolerant of it
I
completely.
love your intolerance of it. It's so good.
It's like I turn into a different person.
Yeah, you're like this yoga bunny, like all the time.
Even in the car.
And there's someone that opens their phone in a cinema, and then you're just like, shut up!
It's weird, isn't
It's
it?
really sexy.
In the car here, cut up. I've had people like bump into me in the car and they go, "You're right. No hatred, it's fine. Don't worry, you didn't do it on purpose. Let's have a look at the car. Everything's
I've had
great."
my insurance details printed out on laminated
Yeah.
cards.
There you go.
Here's the
Don't cry, it's
here's
all
the
right.
QR code.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay, so this review, yes, is going to be an ickle bit different again because we're kind of going back to you being the Jedi Knight of film reviews and me being a bit of a novice knob.
Yes.
And because you are quite obsessed about Final Destination.
I think Final Destination is a classic for any horror fan, mainly because it's managed to it's kept this level of quality right since 2001 all the way through.
And I didn't realise there'd been 6. I didn't realise. I mean, I thought there was maybe 3 or 4 of these things. And I've definitely seen the first one.
Yes.
And I've potentially seen the second one.
Okay, so Nikki's very kindly come up with, because what you find in Final Destination is, obviously the first one is the first one, okay, and you're looking at it and you go, yeah, that's fine, watch that in 2001, Final Destination 2, that's great, carry on. And we're going to go through, what we'll do is, Nikki's going to highlight them, but she's going to put them in chronological order, because halfway through this franchise of movies, they start messing with your head in reference to timelines. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we're going to go through each film. Nikki, would you like to do it in the order that they are released first, and then we'll try to guess what the main. There's always a main killing spree at the beginning. Okay, so for instance, the very first one there was the airplane.
Yeah.
Exploding, and then obviously everybody coming off the aeroplane. So for those of you who do not know about the Final Destination, I'm really quickly, the basic concept of the Final Destination is that death will always get you, even though you managed to find a way of not dying in a certain incident.
Yeah, and there's a group of people that are supposed to be going into a public situation, and somehow manage to avoid the death that death has planned for them.
That's right.
And therefore he tries to catch them up in a series of weirder and more fantastical death scenes.
Just to tie up the loose ends. It's as simple as that. It's a fantastic concept because you start off by seeing everybody die, and then you see the main person who's actually come up with the vision of what's going on in the future managed to save a handful of these people. So you've seen it. You've already within the first 5 minutes, you've seen a fantastic level of death, which is an amazing start to a movie. And then you see them all one by one dying in as you pointed out, in a more gruesome way and more spectacular way as the film goes on. So that's the basic format of every single movie. So traditionally, there is a main death at the start of the movie. So the first one, Final Destination, Final Destination, at the very beginning, there is a gigantic aeroplane crash, and the aeroplane is on its way to Paris, and Paris is a very, very important part of the Final Destination lineup. Nikki.
Okay.
So.
I'm trying to think how to do this. Sorry, my system has suddenly decided to go slow.
Okay.
Okay. So
if we go 1 to 5, and then we're going to guess what the deaths are, and then when we do that, we'll do them all in chronological order. How's that sound? Okay. We're waiting.
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. I'm just going to play along.
Okay, so
yes.
Can't find the first. So the first one's the car crash, isn't it?
No, the first one is the aeroplane.
The first is the plane explosion.
That's correct. Yes.
So he predicts there's going to be a plane explosion and freaks out and says, "I'm not getting on the plane."
That's correct. Second one.
Then there's a car accident.
That's right. So the next one is the motorway, and that's the one with the iconic lorry with the logs on it. So every time you're driving behind the lorry with logs on it, somebody in the car, there's one or two people in the car who've seen these franchise movies, they'll always point out Final Destination. Because there's always that moment. There's always a moment where the chain is going to break and the log is going to bounce on the floor and smash through the windscreen and take out the driver.
Then there's also a stabbing and a house fire.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Number 3.
So the highway pileup is that one. Then we've got, the roller coaster.
Yes. That's one with the most iconic moment of all time. Obviously, you've got the roller coaster at the beginning, and then a group of people get saved from the roller coaster and then get taken off the roller coaster. And they're always young. And it's a very clever franchise because they're virtually always young actors who have no sort of billing at all. So it's a very cheap way of making these amazing movies. So the roller coaster is very, very cool. So the roller coaster crashes and everybody comes off, is saved. However, what I love about the roller coaster is there is the most iconic death at all in roller coaster. Have you ever seen this one?
I think I know what you're going to say.
There are 2 girls, and they are basically the Barbie cliche. And what I like about it was initially you think they're going to be very sort of mean girls, they're going to be very sort of cliche, but they're actually quite nice human beings at the end of the day. But they're just very, very, very tanned. Coming on to the tan reason, they go to a tanning salon.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're due their death at this point. They're next in line for the death. Okay. And they're both underneath the sunbeds. Okay. And they're both listening to the same music on their stereo, which is Roller Coaster of Love. Because obviously that goes in line with the death scene.
Yeah.
And while that's on, through a number of mishaps, the door gets locked by something because there's a tube of toothpaste that gets locked in the door. The shelf comes down, and the shelf comes clattering down in between the 2 sunbeds and locks the 2 sunbeds in.
Oh, it locks them shut.
It locks them shut, so the 2 girls are in the sunbeds, and at that point, because one of them was drinking soda water, that sort of short circuit, which obviously made the sunbeds go 6 times higher than they should have done. So at one point, it's probably the most horrible death I've ever seen in a Final Destination because initially they get really, really hot, they get overheated to the point where they're burning themselves alive. The glass starts smashing around them because the glass gets so hot, and then eventually the sunbeds just explode with fire and they're air fried inside two sunbeds. Absolutely iconic. Number 4.
Before we go to number 4, it also has the nail guns in it. In number 3,
which is amazing.
Is that the swimming pool number 4?
No, I think number.
Oh no, NASCAR.
Yes, so the next one is NASCAR. So obviously, I know nothing about NASCARs. All I know is they go around the mountain track, and I know that it was in Days of Thunder.
Correct.
Exactly.
I actually saw a bit of this one the other night, I think.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
There's a fantastic explosion at the start. Tyres go all over the place, take people's heads out. The whole of the NASCAR place explodes, even though it's all concrete, which is very weird. But anyway, that's another IT moment. We talk about that. I can't. Yeah, and there is an amazing death scene in the swimming pool with that, where the lifeguard is giving it to Billy, love and life, and then he drops his coin in the public swimming pool, jumps in, and at the exact moment, the pump on the public swimming pool becomes so intense for some unknown reason, because obviously he gets sucked on top of the hole of the bottom of the swimming pool, and his innards get sucked out of him. And it's fantastic death scene. Amazing death scene. Anyway,
Number 5.
That's the bridge, isn't it?
Well, this says it's the plane explosion with a twist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the bridge. The bridge explodes, but then what happens is they end up going back to Paris.
Right.
Okay. And this is where the twist comes in, because it's a prequel to the first one. And you realise that people from the 5th Final Destination are actually on the same plane as the people on the first Final Destination.
Oh.
It's very, very clever.
And then obviously number 6 is Bloodlines.
Exactly.
Now there is an order you should watch them in.
So let me guess, it's number 5.
Okay, keep going.
Number 1.
Nope.
Oh, really?
Yep. So according to this,
Yes.
you've got 1968. It's not when the film was out.
Yeah.
Final Destination Bloodlines.
Oh, yeah, I was ignoring that one for the time being.
Then you've got Final Destination 5.
Yes.
Then Final Destination 2.
Ah.
Then Final Destination. Then Final Destination 3.
Mm.
And then the Final Destination. And then Final Destination Bloodlines.
Ah,
So that
right.
is the order you should watch.
So there you have it. So
later.
now you get the lowdown of the whole Final Destination story.
Yeah. Okay.
You're up to speed.
Yeah, I think yeah, and through all that, there are clearly some common themes from movie to movie.
Massively.
They love a coin, don't they?
They love a coin, and they very cleverly sort of throw loads of Easter eggs in it. So the very first film of Final Destination, they're sitting in the toilet before they get on the plane.
Yeah.
And on a tannoy of the music inside the bathroom is John Denver.
Right.
Okay, now John Denver very famously dies in an aeroplane crash.
Yeah.
And they have this conversation while they're in the toilet. They go, "Oh, it's John Denver." And they go, "Didn't he die in an aeroplane crash?" And he went, "Yeah." "Oh, I can't mean anything at all."
No.
And obviously that means something as you go along. And that's what I love about the Final Destination, because it's very self-aware. Ever so often it will pick out certain bits of music. It's a bit of John Denver in each one of the movies as goes on. And Bloodlines is no exception to that, because they play John Denver in Final Destination Bloodlines. Now, do you want to open up the story as the film starts?
Yeah, so we're in quite a romantic scene.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of feels 1950s.
Very, very late 50s, early 60s, I would say. 100%. Yeah.
And it's a young couple who are basically in a car, and she has a scarf wrapped around her eyes, and
That's
she's clearly going to create some romantic gesture.
Yes.
And they turn up at the Skyview restaurant and club and bar, which is basically like the Seattle Tower, isn't it?
That's 100%. It's almost identical, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's something that she's always been interested in since she found out it was being built, even though she hates heights. And his intention is to propose to her.
Yes.
And she also has a little bit of a secret that she's kind of keeping from him.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like them. I like them.
thank you. And then they go up to the restaurant.
Yep.
And then things start going a bit sour, because the guy on the reception pedestal is a bit of a prick.
Yes.
And he basically realises that they haven't been checked in properly, and they've kind of done it through the back door, and he's not interested about giving them a table. He basically poo-poos them away.
That's right.
And then we start seeing all of these kind of little Easter eggs as to kind of what the big disaster is going to be, and that people need to avoid. And obviously I've seen the first one, and I kind of knew the concept of the film, and the film uses a very, very rubber stamped formula There's no surprises.
No.
You know what you're going to get the whole way through. But it's kind of nicely reassuring knowing what's coming.
It is.
And you're just kind of happy to see what variation of it you're going to see
I'm
this
so
time.
pleased you see it that way, because that's exactly how I see it. It's a happy place full of dark death.
Yeah, it's a catalogue of hysterical deaths, basically.
100%.
And some of them are just, gut-ticklingly amusing. And some of them are so horrific that they're just kind of like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Are we going to highlight, without giving into too much detail, what I'd like to do is highlight at least one of our favourite deaths in this movie.
Do you have a favourite death?
I've got a favourite death in this movie.
Okay, alright. So anyway, the long and short of how the disaster that happens in this this movie is basically that they build these characters up so well. There's a real knobhead of a kid who's like a real spoiled brat.
That's right.
And he's chucking a penny off the top of this thing, which is going to kill him.
That's right.
Kill people down below. And
they're all. It's basically it's all warnings, isn't it? The whole thing is warning. This is going to happen. That's going to happen.
Red lights everywhere.
Oh.
There's a chandelier with a pampeel which is going to drop down.
That's a lovely word.
It's a good word, isn't it?
I love that word. Say it again.
Pampeel.
Okay.
And it's just one of the crystal droplets.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And there's just like loads of stuff, and you're going, oh, that's going to happen. Oh, that's going to happen.
Yes.
Glass floor starts to crack on the end.
And you know what? I think that's the joy of these Final Destination movies, is that you're constantly being teased with how that individual is going to die. And sometimes you don't even know who the victim is going to be, but you know it's going to be one of them in the group. And sometimes they give you a red herring, and they go, oh, this is happening, and then obviously then something else happens as well. So they tease the audience and play with the audience.
Yeah, and the other thing which happens within these movies is there's a reader of death's plans, isn't there? In every movie and every generation in a bit of each movie, there is someone that has an idea as to what death is going to do to kill the next person.
That's right.
So anyway, a disaster ensues.
100%.
It's big.
Yes.
It's massive.
It's actually quite epic. It's probably one of the biggest ones. I mean, I know they've had aeroplanes and bridges, whatever, but I just felt this. I think the amount of money they threw at this, it just felt more epic.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the reasons I'm quite surprised you love this so much is it's CGI'd to death.
I allowed that.
And I understand why you allow it, because it does create just such an eye festival. It's just, it's brilliant. Anyway, so the jump. How does the jump happen from the 1950s to modern times?
So what you have here is what I really love about this rendition of Final Destination is that this. For the first time, what they've done is they've actually employed some writers, okay, and I really felt that, but it hasn't taken away from the joy of the repetition of people dying, in certain orders and so on and so on. So they've kept that fantastic formula, as you've rightly so pointed out, a rubber stamp formula, but they've just added an extra few elements to it, which A, it was a much longer film, B, they've thrown a lot more money at this film. The special effects, the lighting, and also the story, the plot was a lot more rounded. And
it was quite smart. I mean, it's very predictable.
Of course it is.
But this had to be written.
Yes.
You're absolutely right, because the plot does take a few turns along the way, and those twists and turns are brilliant.
So they go from late 1950s, early 60s, and then all the way through, all up through the start. I was the same as you. I was thinking to myself, how are that? Because I knew very well it was set in modern times. I was thinking to myself, how in God's name are they going to jump from there to there? And
they do the Bobby Ewing.
Well, yeah, they've got out of the shower. No, they're very cleverly. What they've done is the storyline goes, and it's obviously the word Bloodlines gives everything away, and we're not giving anything away at all. Really, is that everybody who survived that incident that they survived from, all their descendants are now part of Death's plan.
Yes. Because they should never have been born.
They should have never been born, and even you've got descendants and grandchildren of these people as well in certain cases as well. Exactly. However, what was lovely was you get the tail end of what's happening here, because obviously, traditionally, when people die in Final Destination movies, the person who is seeing and predicting all of the movies is usually the last person to die in the order of people, and that usually means that's the last person to die full stop. for instance, and they obviously follow this format as well. So you're looking at least 40 or 50 or 60, 40 or 50 years later of all these people dying mysteriously, and then you end up with the final story of what's happening now.
Yeah, basically loads of people have been deaded already. We've missed out on all the deading.
I predict that they're actually going to revisit.
Fill the blanks.
I think that's going to be a fantastic way of refreshing this franchise and actually using that as a backstory, which is very, very clever.
But they're closing off with this one, no?
I'd like to think they're going to continue with some more though. I think this has definitely refreshed the whole thing and really giving it some. So we've already mentioned one or two of the iconic death moments in some of the previous Final Destinations. Give me two of your favourite death moments without giving the story plot away, because obviously it's a deepened plot. Give me a couple of deaths without giving the characters away, because we don't want to give away the characters.
Oh, the dumper truck.
That's my favourite. That is my favourite.
It's a death like nothing I've ever seen ever.
What I love about that scene is that they don't rush it.
Oh no.
They do not rush this scene. And you know something's going to happen to this individual, and you know something terrible is going to happen to this individual, but you're not quite sure at what point and at what part of their body is going to be attacked first.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, it is really CGI, and it is really you said cheese, didn't it? And it's or they're using models to kind of create the death or whatever. They come across so much like they would do in real life. That's the thing that I really kind of took from that, especially that death.
Yes.
I was just kind of like, I think if that actually happened, that's exactly what it would look like.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And they're not even sensational.
No.
When it happens, you're just kind of like, oh, that was going to happen. It happened.
Yeah.
And like and yeah, absolutely special. The okay, I'm going to give you three.
Okay.
So I liked the. There's a break in Death's work.
Yes.
And the restarting of Death's work.
Yes.
That death was just classic.
I agree.
Comedic horror.
Yes.
It was just brilliant, and you could see it was going to come.
Yep.
You knew it was going to happen. It happens.
Yep.
And it's in your face. It's right there, and it's literally this is it.
Yeah.
Buckle down.
Exactly.
We're about to go.
It's all going to kick off.
Yeah.
And there's another incredible scene, and they do this really well. But I think this is probably the best way they've done it so far. Is that there, and it's in the advert. Particularly, there's a shard of glass.
Yeah.
And this shard of glass, you know very well, this shard of glass is going to cause some major damage. One way or the other, you know it's going to, and you're not quite. And the shard of glass is in a glass. Is in a glass of soda.
With ice.
And they're all drinking the same glass.
Yeah.
And they're all drinking with ice and soda.
Crunching ice
and
cubes.
And you have no idea who is going to be victim of this severe shard of glass.
Yeah.
And then when you were starting introducing things to do with grass afterwards, it really worked really well.
That was your favourite death?
That to me was the monkey moment.
It was
epic.
Absolutely epic.
Absolutely epic.
I also
Oh.
I love the way the little squirt gets dedicated. I just think that is.
Yeah.
You just like yes.
There are certain moments where what
Yes.
they do is they build mini villains,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
they build mini sort of people that you don't particularly like, and so when they do die, you do a little Nicolas Cage high kick, and you go, yes, you deserve that.
Yeah, you little shitbag. I did. I was just like, you little shitbag.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, before we pass over to Nikki in a moment, because obviously there's not much plot. It's very, very clever. The descendants of people who survived, and they all died horribly. But there's one or two things I wanted to highlight. Number one was there's a beautiful scene where they are looking at. I think there's a scene where there's a young lad going to the prom.
Yeah.
There's a girl going to the prom and a lad going to the prom, and the outfits they wear are the identical outfits of the young couple at the start of the 1950s.
Oh right, okay.
And you think to yourself, they're going to get it, which is beautifully shot. And then, of course, you've tipped off the ongoing. The only character that's pretty much in almost every single Final Destination is the same actor who was the lead actor in the classic Candyman movie. I think it's. Can you remember his name now?
Tony Todd.
Tony Todd. He makes a beautiful cameo in this movie, and I think to me it was a really fitting, because obviously sadly he's passed away now. And the scene that he's in, apparently, is the last 2-3 minutes of the scene is completely ad-libbed, and this is basically his way of saying goodbye to the fans.
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful moment.
Yeah,
Really
it's
beautiful
really
moment. Nikki.
I need your scores before you come to me.
Oh, I'm a 7.8.
I'm an 8.7. I'm an 8.7 mainly because I think it's the best one out of all of them.
And I have to say, this has made me want to go and fill in the blanks of all the ones I haven't seen.
There you go.
Because the image I have of this as a franchise is kids at university drinking some cheap cider and watching this on a Saturday night.
Yeah, and laughing at people dying.
Laughing at people dying, it doesn't try and be anything it's not.
No.
It doesn't try and be big. It doesn't try and be clever. It's got a formula that works. It's just going to do it until people say no more. And I'm not saying that yet because I want to see more of it. I loved it. Really
good. I'm really now. One quick question before we go, and I'm sure Nikki will tell us what officially it says. But I think we have enough experience to be able to put our own point of view about this. What genre is it?
Oh, comedy horror.
You see, I would call it an action comedy horror.
Okay.
And I'd almost not used to horror with capital H. I'd actually put it I'd put action and comedy, and particularly action as a capital A.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because
it does.
although it's horrific,
there's no horror plot line to it. Apart from the fact that death is coming to get you.
Yes.
Which is probably the most horrific story. I think it has to be a horror.
I think for me they're comedy thrillers because I don't think they're horrors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the death scenes surely make them horrors.
No, they're so funny though, some of those death
Yeah, I
scenes.
know, but they're still death scenes.
Yeah.
And if you have scenes like that, it's got to be a horror.
Yeah.
See, I think the big difference between the Final Destination movies and The Monkey, for instance,
Yeah.
is that The Monkey's creepier,
Is it? It's got a
it's got
dark
the same
element
format.
to it. Yeah, absolutely.
but creepier, and it's darker, and it's not as shiny, and okay, you know something's going to happen, but it's more gruesome, and they obviously use a lot more physical.
You
depth.
know you're going to be entertained when you see this more than if you go and see, a Heretic or something like that.
Exactly.
So
it's not an A24 movie.
No, it's a different kind of film. I still think it's got a bit of horror.
I mean, that's what I love about the horror genre, though, because it has so many scales of it.
Because the original came out at a similar time to Scream and that type of thing, like maybe 5 or 10 years after Scream. So I think that was the kind of inspiration, that kind of teenage. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
So before I go on to facts,
Yes.
We've given it 8.3. On IMDb it's currently 7.1 and it's currently 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. And according to IMDb, it's 3 categories. It's horror, supernatural horror, and splatter horror.
Oh,
Okay.
I like the word splatter horror.
I knew you would. That's why I left it till last.
Yeah.
So that makes me subjectively correct, doesn't it?
You always are, though, darling. In your own world.
So, just going on to the facts. So yes, as you said, this was the final film of actor Tony Todd before he sadly passed away. I believe of stomach cancer.
Right.
And he was visibly in rough shape while
he looked really
filming.
poorly. Yeah.
But he did push through to reprise his iconic role. He was allowed total creative control over his final scene, since he clearly didn't have much time left. The crew wanted him to have the final words of his career. His final monologue was one that the crew encouraged him to use to impart some last advice for fans. Which is really sweet as well.
Yes.
In real life, Owen Patrick Joyner had a deathly nut allergy, like his character Bobby.
Did he?
Yeah, so in real life he...
Okay.
I'm trying to find ones that aren't spoilers.
Yes. Oh, the nut allergy, I forgot all about that. No, it's not the nut allergy, it was... It was...
It's so funny.
The wheelchair.
Oh, it's worse than that. It's the nipple rings. And the worse than that. It's the prince.
I never thought I would hear
But seriously, you just sit there and you're thinking, oh, Oh! Oh!
See, now you're making me want to go watch the cinema again.
I never thought I'd hear people say nipple rings. In the previous film franchises,
Yes.
the producers tried to schedule the filming of the characters' death scenes on the actors' last day of filming. During the making of this film, most of the actors had to film their death scene on their very first day of filming.
Oh, interesting.
And then, as you were saying about connections to the first film,
Yes.
When the main character and her boyfriend, kind of main character I guess, pull up to the venue of the opening scene, their car license plates reads FL818E.
Ah, I know exactly what that is. That is the flight number for the aeroplane.
So, it's reference to the original film's Flight 180.
Yes!
Yeah.
How sad am I?
That's great.
I need to get out more often.
And then there's a couple of other things.
Yes.
The beer in the family's drinking during a certain scene is
Yes.
Hickey, H-I-C-E, Pale Ale,
Yes.
a fictional brand that has appeared in the series since Final Destination 2.
Really?
And then a 71-year-old stunt woman, Yvette Ferguson, came out of retirement for a stunt in the premonition scene,
Really?
which the director believes to be a world record for the oldest person to. I don't want to spoil it, but what happened to her?
Yes.
It's believed to be the oldest person
Oh,
on
really?
camera.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And this is the longest Final Destination movie in the
It
franchise.
didn't feel long.
No, it's got a no
Didn't
time.
feel long. What I do
It's an
love,
hour and 50.
Yes, it was, yeah.
just over the normal amount that we expect from a horror movie.
7 years too long.
Yeah.
Would you like one final fact?
Yes, please.
This might be a spoiler,
I'd
so I
like
do
two,
apologise.
Yeah.
2, okay. Let's have a look. Okay, so if you want to, the first one,
Yes.
the studio pulled a prank on Mother's Day by inviting mothers and their adult children for an advanced screening of the movie with the fake romantic comedy titled Love at the Sky View.
Beautiful. That'll do.
What you guys got? You got another one?
Yeah, I'm going to do one last one. So stunt rigger Dustin Brooks was actually the first person killed in a Final Destination film. He played the student that was first sucked out the plane when the window explodes in Final Destination in 2000.
Yeah.
So he's now a stunt rigger. So he was an actor in Final Destination.
Oh, I see.
And he's the first person ever to be killed in Final Destination.
How cool is that?
There
Cool,
we
full
go.
circle. So there you go. 8.7. We do definitely recommend. It's a perfect cinema movie, isn't it? In reference.
8.3. You might just
8.3.
adopt your score.
So, to me, I think it ticks all the boxes. It's great. It's a great popcorn movie.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great night. Great night out.
It's a great night out. We've gone and watched lots of people die.
Absolutely loved it. I thought it was really, really funny. I've got to say, this kind of slightly comedic horror
Yes.
genre is definitely something I'm realising I'm a fan of.
Good. Good. Max, there you go. It's Nikki's sequel.
Is it? Done it at the right time?
Apparently,
Oh,
so
okay, good.
here
Thank
it
God
is.
for
So this time last week, what were you two up to?
Last year.
Last year, same thing.
Oh, it would have been at the end of May, start of June.
Oh, I think we've just done
Last
Pub in the
year.
Park.
Yeah,
Still Pub in the Park.
like this year.
I think we went to see. What did we do?
Is it a premonition or are we in Final Destination?
Oh, I don't know. I know how James is going to go.
So it was week 30 and you went to see Strangers Chapter 1, which is currently available, The Strangers I should say, which is currently available on Amazon, Google, Sky, Apple. Currently has 21% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you both enjoyed Pub in the Park and said it was nice weather, but the rest of the week is forecast as rain. Peter said that we'd seen about 45 films this calendar year.
Right.
So since January, and obviously we're in May.
Mhm.
And Peter called James the Guru and him the Newbie.
Oh, there we go. There's a bit of synapse.
Come on, look at my hand.
And then Peter
Oh,
was saying
nice.
the whole point
You've
of
got
the
a shiny
movie is that everyone has a slightly different opinion And then once every few weeks, Lawrence gives a proper film review.
We haven't had Lawrence for a long time.
Come on, Lawrence.
Have you upset Lawrence?
No, I was out with him this morning for a walk.
Peter was also asking for people to suggest a different word other than us using the word synopsis.
Synopsis. It was doing my nutting.
We used that a lot, didn't we?
Yeah.
We stopped doing it now, though, haven't we?
Yeah.
I might have reintroduced it.
You listen.
So in the top 10 that week,
Yes.
Strangers Chapter 1 was at number 4.
Yep.
If was at number 1.
Yep.
Which is available on Apple, Sky, Google, Paramount Plus, YouTube, Amazon, and Now.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter claims he accidentally went to see it.
I did.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
And Strangers Chapter 1 is actually a trilogy. The second one is out September the 25th of September this year, and the third one, the date is to be confirmed.
Yeah, we weren't that impressed, were we?
But if I was just walking through town on Monday, and I walked past the cinema, and I just couldn't think of a reason to not go and see it.
Wow.
And I went in there at like lunchtime, and
You just watched it.
accidentally.
James went to see The Fall Guy.
Yeah.
And gave it 4.8. But he did say Ryan Gosling is quite good with his abs out.
Yeah.
I think he's even retracting that.
I just don't ever watch that movie ever again.
It's so much better than that.
Peter was discussing If, and he said it was a beautiful mashup of Monsters Inc. and The Sixth Sense. And Peter had actually been to see Strangers Chapter 1 the night before he saw If, and something about the character Blossom triggered you. Can you remember?
Yeah, it was basically the same character.
So the character...
It was like the same character in both films.
The character Blossom was wearing the same mask as
Oh,
one of the...
yes! The doll face.
Yeah, it freaked
I
me
remember
out.
that, yeah.
And Peter, when it came on screen, Peter was like, "No, you can't do that." So that is what you were freaking out
Oh
about
yeah,
this
that's
time.
really, that's
remember that
really
now,
funny.
yes,
That
I
was
do
really,
remember
really
that.
good. Yeah,
Yes.
love it.
That's it. That's your memory lane.
Nice. So, films for next week.
Yeah, tell me, what are we going to see?
I am bursting with excitement about next week's cinema releases. Okay. Friday, the 23rd of May.
Oh god, is it Mission Impossible?
It's Mission Impossible!
No,
I've been
what do
watching.
about that? What about that? I haven't. I've seen one.
I've watched one movie every week, every once a week for the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, you do need to go out more.
Watched Dead Reckoning last night. So excited about this one. And apparently he had like a 10-minute standing ovation when he screened this. It's going to be epic. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be
Was it
mind-blowing.
him doing the standing ovation?
Yeah. And then
I
everyone else
cannot
stood up
wait.
and no one could see
Yeah,
him.
it's just ignoring me.
I cannot wait.
Okay.
However, I've also got tickets to go and see the new Wes Anderson movie over the weekend.
And how do you say that one?
Don't ask me. It starts with a P.
It does.
So what? Oh yeah, the new Wes Anderson one. It's called. Fuck.
I'm gonna pronounce it very badly. The Phoenician Scheme.
The Phoenician.
Thank you.
Phoenician Scheme.
Yeah.
Right. I'm very. It's got Richard Alarwadi now. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's so much got everyone that is always in a Wes
Of
Anderson
course it
film,
is,
but
yeah,
it's,
exactly.
Yeah, it does look super
So
fun.
I'm seeing that over the weekend, and then on Monday, I've booked tickets to go and see Scream Unseen,
Okay.
which I'm very excited about.
Screamer or Screamer?
I think it's. I don't know. I can't remember now. But I'm hoping, and Nikki's might come back to us with some questions about that or some clues that they give. I'm predicting this is 28 years later.
They wouldn't do it.
Oh, you say that.
I've never been to a Scream Unseen or Screen Unseen where it's been that big a release.
I don't know.
It is Scream and not Scream.
Definitely.
As of the moment of recording,
Yeah.
they're yet to release any clues. So we might have to do the clues
During the week,
during the week.
via our Instagram and Facebook accounts.
Okay.
Watch this space.
Boom. Right.
Yes, indeedy. There you go. So-
What are we doing as well on Friday the 30th?
Oh, we are doing a special screening for special people in a special location.
It's going to be a 10-minute ovation.
It is.
Yeah.
That's just me just turning up. Darlings. Darlings.
It's him catching up with everyone.
Yeah.
It's the third instalment of our Bookhouse Cinema.
That's correct. If you are free on May the 30th, and if you're not free, cancel all your plans.
That's the way.
Make it free.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Yes. We are doing a special screening of the British comedy classic Wicked Little Letters, starring
Olivia Colman.
Yeah,
Olivia Colman and Jessie Buckley.
Yeah.
That's right. It's set in the 1920s. It's rude. It's funny. It's exceptionally written, beautifully acted.
You know it, it's naughty.
It is naughty.
It's naughty.
It is naughty McNaughty.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, there we go.
It's naughty with a small n, not a capital N, a small n.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find out how to buy tickets from all of our bios and links and all that stuff.
Absolutely. Or just go onto the Born in Library Facebook account.
Yeah, or walk
Follow-
to Born in Library.
That's right. Just go in and buy your tickets.
Or push this button here.
Or push this button here.
Do we have the technology for that?
Nicky.
If James decides to put it
What was I going to say? What time does it start at?
Well, doors open at 7.
Yeah.
Movie starts at 7:30 after you've shut.
I was going to say, depending on how long James takes to talk to everyone, it will start around 7:30.
Yes. Very much look, and we're really looking forward to seeing all of our pundit fans
Woohoo!
lining up outside the Born in Library on May the 30th to go and watch Wicked Little Letters.
Beautiful.
There you go, isn't it?
Oh, that's us.
Is it?
Peter,
That's
as
nice.
you do it so beautifully, how can people listen and watch?
Oh, you can watch us on YouTube.
Mhm.
What's the thing? They can't watch us on Facebook, can they? It's
Well,
just,
they
it's
can
just
watch
it's a contact
the
on
advert.
Facebook.
They
Yeah.
can
So,
contact us and
yeah.
watch
So
us.
if you want to watch us, you can watch us on YouTube.
That's right.
If you want to listen to us,
Yes.
just go to your usual podcast streaming platform favourite
That's right.
and type in Popcorn Pundits, and we'll be there with our little orange icons and our cute little faces. Click on our faces.
Yeah. Click on one face.
Yeah. Click on James's face, and then just listen away.
That's right. That's it.
That's all I've got.
So what you got? No, you got one more duty to do. Quick, he's got the football on. Week 74.
Fucking God.